What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with Dark Hey Outpost, and when The Last of Us Part 2 leaked online, so many people were upset with what they felt was a story that was heavily influenced by a progressive agenda. And they started looking into Naughty Dog Studios, specifically Neil Druckmann, the vice president and the director of The Last of Us Part 2. Now, for a lot of people, they had already known about Neil Druckmann. They had already known about his agenda on Uncharted 4. They already knew about his connection to Anita Sarkeesian. And now that everyone else was finding out about this, there's a lot of speculation about, was Anita Sarkeesian influential in making The Last of Us Part 2? Well, that was all speculation. We didn't really know too much, but now an employee has confirmed to us something that we did not know before. That Anita Sarkeesian actually visited Naughty Dog Studios and talked to the development team. Something we didn't know, but now we know. Let's get into this story right now. Now, Bounding Into Comics did this article, which made me look into this employee, which is how I found this tweet that's not listed in the article, and we'll go over everything and what this person said. So, Bounding Into Comics, Naughty Dog level designer confirms studio is adamantly progressive as fans speculate Anita Sarkeesian influenced The Last of Us 2 development. Amidst the backlash towards the plot and design elements seen in the leaked footage and of The Last of Us Part 2 and fan speculation that feminist critic Anita Sarkeesian influenced the game's development, a member of Naughty Dog's development team has confirmed that the studio promotes progressive political views. Not a surprise. Following the leaks, which showed Dina's in-game model featuring a shrunken chest compared to the real model, the masculine Abby's role in the beating of a character and the death of another, the use of a generic homophobic Christian cultist as core antagonist, among other coldly received narrative changes, fans began to sift through publicly available media from interviews to tweets to videos in search of a supposed answer to why the survival horror series had seen such an extreme push towards ham-fisting messages based heavily on political ideology. And we did that here on this channel too. Now, one of those videos has since been struck by Sony and Naughty Dog for copyright infringement. We'll see how long that strike stays. I am in contact with Muso's legal team. But we'll talk a little bit more about that. In their explanation of various archives, fans rediscovered words of praise offered by Naughty Dog Vice President Neil Druckmann towards Sarkeesian's bad faith feminist-based video game critiques. Now, I want to show you guys that again. This is when he's talking about how he felt about women in games and how Neil Druckmann was influenced by certain things. Let's take a listen.
More specifically, I'm talking about our female characters. And whether we want to admit it or not, these are role models. And yet we sexualize, we objectify, we marginalize, and we reduce these female characters to a lot less than they can be. And this is coming from a guy that almost made a really misogynistic game. So I kind of know what I'm talking about.
Hey guys, I was almost a misogynist myself, so I understand what I'm saying.
So once this thing failed and I had this awakening, almost exactly at the same time, this Kickstarter happened about the tropes versus women in video games.
And there's Anita. There's Anita Sarkeesian. Oh, you can barely see her. Hold on. Oh, now you can see her face. There you go.
And while you might argue with the way it delivers its message or whether every point is exact, you can't argue with just the pattern that you see in the industry. So I was really intrigued by this. The videos for the video games hadn't come out yet, but I watched the rest of Anita's videos, and I realized it's not just a problem in games, it's actually throughout entertainment.
Anita taught him, guys. Anita taught him what he needed to know. And then, of course, we heard this at the end.
So while working on The Last of Us, I had this secret agenda that's becoming less and less secret the more I talk about this stuff.
Oh, yes, his secret agenda that he told us all about. That's right.
I wanted to create one of the coolest, non-sexualized female video game protagonists. And I felt like with The Last of Us, if we did that, there's an opportunity here to change the industry.
Right, so that was Neil Druckmann back in 2013 at the IGDA Toronto 2013 keynote speech, where he talked about how he was influenced by Anita Sarkeesian, her feminist frequency videos, and how that affected his agenda for The Last of Us. So it wouldn't be that big of a stretch to feel like, oh, well, maybe Anita Sarkeesian and these feminist values, feminist frequency values, were influencing him in The Last of Us too. Now, the only other time that I had been able to find that Neil Druckmann and Anita Sarkeesian actually had any interaction whatsoever was right here at this Game Developers Choice Awards, where he presented her with an award, the Ambassador Award. He gave about a 5-minute or a 3-minute speech about how awesome Anita Sarkeesian is, what she's done for the video game industry. Then he presents her with this award, gives her a hug. I hope he doesn't get Me Too'd for that hug later on at some point. But so those are the kind of things that we found out when we looked into Neil Druckmann. So that started a lot of speculation if she was involved at all. Now, I wanted to, again, shout out to Bounding Into Comics for coming to this. And this right here is important. As of writing, there's been no explicit confirmation of direct involvement in The Last of Us 2's development by Sarkeesian, and this theory currently remains speculation. Yeah, I don't think that she had any input on design or any input on maybe the storyline. I think that her influence was more overarching. How people should be treating female characters, how people should be developing video games with these things in mind. That's what I feel. When a Twitter user asked for clarification regarding Sarkeesian's involvement, Naughty Dog level designer Evan Hill stated her influence went as far as Druckmann citing her videos, quote, like 5 years ago. And I wanted to pull that up right now. Right here. This is the tweet. Rational Disconnect says, "Holy S, I can't believe this is real. LOL, no." And then a bunch, this is Yellow Flash's video. This is Jeremy's video on Geeks and Gamers about Anita Sarkeesian. This person says, I guess some of the developers said they liked her videos. Shrug. Evan Hill. This is our Naughty Dog employee right here. E-Hill Game Design. Neil did like 5 years ago. Our studio is vocally / adamantly progressive. Just glad they aren't targeting the women who are actually on the design and narrative team. Yes, it'd be a shame if anyone ever attacked a woman. And you can see, well, I'm not going to show you that one right yet. Here, this is Evan. This is him. Level designer at Naughty Dog for The Last of Us Part 2. Teacher sometimes, guest writer. There he is. I don't know if we have an EVS sketch that maybe looks a little like that, but I'm sure we could find one. Anyway, so he says that. That is what is in the Bounding Into Comics article, and I'm glad they put that in there. And then after, in response, which has since been deleted, he says this. When asked directly for confirmation, he offers a tired insult, classifying critics as chuds who were obsessive, creepy, and weird. So right here, the chuds are just that obsessive, creepy, and weird. Now he's deleted that. I don't know why. I don't know if he regretted it or somebody told him to delete it. I'm not sure. But there was something else that wasn't in this article that I wanted to talk about right here. Now, this is his initial response to the video. My brain melted when they dragged her back out. She visited us once like 4+ years ago, but her magic brain powers were too strong for our weak designer minds. So that right there is something that we have never heard before. Evan Hill, level designer for Naughty Dog, confirmed that 4+ years ago, Anita Sarkeesian actually visited Naughty Dog and talked to their development team. That is what is going on right now. He has just confirmed something that we have not been able to confirm for the longest time. We've been looking for this kind of information and we couldn't find it. But it looks like Evan Hill, in an effort to minimize any effect that she may have had, has just confirmed something to us. So thank you, Evan Hill. We really appreciate your support and your help in getting to the bottom of this. And obviously, it's not just that. It's not just Anita talking to people that so many people have a problem with. It's so many of the other things that has come up for Neil Druckmann in interviews that he's given, like this one right here about the development of Uncharted 4. You've said in the past that you've been influenced by Anita Sarkeesian's Feminist Frequency videos and the larger conversation about diversity and representation in games. How did that affect Uncharted 4? And he goes into this thing where he talks about, oh, well, now we have a female game designer who always says, how would this be affected if this character was a girl? And then it makes me think about things like that. And then he talked about how they had to kick a sexist focus tester out because they just can't have that kind of opinion. You know, focus testers who are supposed to give their opinions didn't like what was going on in Uncharted 4. Right here, you have some really sexist focus testers who were really upset by Nadine beating up Nate and really upset at the end when it was Nate's daughter. To the point where we had to ask one guy to leave and his core just affected him. He was cursing, "Not you too, Naughty Dog. I guess I'm done with this Uncharted if you guys ever make another one with his daughter. This effing bullshit." I was like, wow, why does this matter? And of course, Someone gives their opinion, a focus tester whose job it is to give their opinion, gives an opinion you don't like, and you kick them out. So you don't want to hear that kind of thing. But again, I think the real takeaway from this article, and when you look further into the person they were talking about, Evan Hill, is that it confirms something we've been looking to confirm the whole time. That Anita was actually there at Naughty Dog. She did speak to the development team. It wasn't just Neil Druckmann watching her videos and getting influenced. They brought her in to speak to the developers. Now, that's not saying that Anita Sarkeesian was like, yeah, you should definitely have this chick who looks a lot like a dude do this thing to this person, or that Anita Sarkeesian was like, yeah, you should definitely make the whole thing focus about female power, anything like that. But it does add one more piece to this puzzle, and we realize that, yeah, Naughty Dog, he said it himself, we're an incredibly progressive development team, and you can see that come through in their work. All the people that saw those story leaks that were very upset with that progressive agenda, it's very clear that they are okay with that agenda. They built this development team with that in mind, and bringing Anita in to talk to them, to influence them, is not a surprise. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.